So I've been going through an identity shift lately, and if you are on, the path to following your dreams and being ambitious and create a life that you actually can't wait to wake up to, then this is a key fundamental identity shift that you will probably go through too. I like to say it all the time. Set a goal to make $1 million, not because the $1 million is going to bring you happiness, but because of who you have to become to make $1 million. It takes everything out of you. And when I first got to LA, I had this idea in my head about what success looks like. And Los Angeles in this last year has broken me down to the point where I have to change my idea and my vision of success. And so in this episode, we're going to be going through what that looks like for me right now, how my mindset is shifting, and basically just how I'm realizing that this journey I'm on is going to take a lot more from me than I originally thought it would when I started. So let's get into it. RG2H Road to Happiness, building our dream realities, one life lesson at a time. So if you're new here, I moved to Los Angeles just under a year ago to launch my career as an industrial broker at the largest investment firm in the United States. And before I moved out here, I already had the grit, the mindset, the confidence, and I had already gone through a really hard season and basically gotten myself from rock bottom to Los Angeles. So when I moved out here, I thought, there's nothing that the world could throw at me that I can't handle. And mind you, I've proven that. I can handle whatever life throws at me. But that doesn't make it easy, and that doesn't mean I don't have to adapt. And so this last year, if it's taught me anything, it's adapt or die. And I'm starting to realize that the idea I had in my mind about what success looks like is not going to actually get me to where I want to be. When I first moved out here, I thought I'm talented, I have grit, I have confidence, I'm willing to outwork anybody, and I just need one shot. That's the mindset I came out here with. I just need one shot to make it and to get the lifestyle that I want. I need one deal closed to bridge the next chapter. I need one, good year. I need to just give it my all and sacrifice everything and front load everything so that I could get to my dream reality, which is what this series has been about the entire time. Me documenting the mindset shifts that I'm going through in order to become the person I want to be. And lately it's been very, very clear that the person I am right now is nowhere near the person that I want to be. That gap is so big right now. But I have to recognize too, the person I am right now is so much different than the person I used to be. That gap is so big too. I know for a fact, as long as I keep progressing in the way that I have been and keep adapting and keep moving, it's inevitable. But when I first got here, I thought, the confidence would be enough, the talent would be enough, the mindset would be enough, and just outworking everybody would be enough. And it's not enough. And so I also had this idea when I first got here, which as you could see through the series has caused me a lot of spiraling, that I will live my life once I get to my goals. I will live my life once I'm successful. I will live my life and take care of myself mentally, physically, and spiritually once I get to the goal that I set out to do. Once I get to financial security, once I get to emotional security, once I get wherever I had in my mind that LA was going to take me. Because I thought, I came out here in a 1-year internship. I thought I'd close a deal in a year and that everything would just work out. It's actually working out in my favor in a way that is teaching me a lot of lessons. Every struggle that I've gone through has taught me something. Every setback has taught me something. Every, piece of adversity has caused me to adjust the way that I perceive the world and adjust the way that I think. And the amount of growth I've had as a person in this last year in Los Angeles is so invaluable. I've had so much growth in this last year where physically in this reality, it doesn't seem like much. I haven't made a paycheck. I haven't found really any stability within my life. I am about to let go of my apartment. I let go of my dog. But in those sacrifices, life has taught me so much about what I need, what I can persevere, what I can go through, what my limits are, how I can build sustainability. And I say it all the time, I love my job because it is fast tracking adulthood for me. It is teaching me more about life than I ever could learn. Because in brokerage, it's like dealing with life and learning how to stabilize your nervous system and persevere through uncertainty in a way that life asks you to do, no matter what career you're in. Like, it teaches you how to handle the bad parts of life. And so it's like I threw myself into the deep end of adulthood, and it's swim or drown. And I'm trying to kick my little feet, and I'm barely keeping my head above water. But with every single stroke, I feel myself getting stronger. I feel myself getting closer to actually swimming. And so lately I've realized that what's actually going to get me to the person that I want to be, and what's actually going to build the career I want and the life I want, is sustainability and these habits that I've never had to really work through before. I'm noticing that if I don't get a perfect amount of sleep, I'm not, mentally capable of getting through the day. And I'm 23, about to turn 24. Previously in my life, that never mattered. I'd stay up late, I'd burn myself out, I'd go through intensity cycles that I'm realizing are no longer sustainable. And a lot of people don't realize these lessons simply because they're not put in circumstances where they have to. The human mind adapts when it has to adapt, when it's adapt or die. And I put myself in a situation where I have no choice but to either figure it out and continuously tweak the systems I'm working in, or I don't fucking know. It's adapt or die. Again, I have been talking in the series how I realized that work is too much. I tried outsourcing it. I'm failing. I'm trying new things. And right now I'm like, okay, so I need to get a good night's sleep. I need a schedule that's consistent. I need to have outlets, the gym, surfing. I need to have things every single week that I rely on. I need systems that allow me to be consistent rather than just pure intensity. And this is a really hard mindset shift. And it's annoying as fuck because, I'm 23, okay? I'm about to be 24, but I'm 23 years old. I am simultaneously learning systems and how to be an adult, as well as learning this intense brokerage field and following my dreams and doing it financially alone and doing it physically alone, and have all of these layers to life that I'm learning. I'm not just learning brokerage right now. I'm learning so much about life. And like, these adults are looking at me like, duh, you need sleep. I'm like, the fuck? Like, let me rewind to when you were 23 years old and let's see if you knew all of these fucking life lessons. And they're looking at me like, duh, that's life. I'm like, no, bro. Like, you have to learn life. Everything in life has to be learned. There is not, we come out the womb knowing fucking nothing, bro. We don't know how to feed ourselves. We don't know how to sleep right. We don't know how to deal with emotions. We don't, like, there is so much to learn in life to become the best version of yourself. I'm learning how to handle my emotions. I'm learning how to keep my body at full, energy levels. I'm learning how to manage work intensity as well as life and still making time for myself. I'm learning how to handle uncertainty. I'm learning how to handle loneliness. I'm learning how to handle financial uncertainty. I'm learning how to deal with sacrifices I didn't think I was gonna make. I'm learning so much more right now than just brokerage alone. But in learning how to handle all of the hardships of life and handle all of the, things that are going to be thrown my way within my career, I'm learning how to handle life. And so what I'm realizing right now is this path that I chose is going to take a lot more from me than I originally thought it was going to take. It's going to take a lot more time, okay? I thought I'd get out here, close a deal in a year, keep my apartment. It might be another 6 months, it might be another year, it might be who knows how long before, I actually get some traction, especially in the shitty market we're looking at. It's gonna take a lot more time than I thought it was gonna take. And I think that's okay. And it's gonna take a lot more sacrifice than I thought it was gonna take. I never thought I was gonna give up my dog. I never thought I was gonna move in with a family friend. I never thought I was gonna lose my apartment. I never thought I was gonna have to be stripped down into nothing but a dream. It's gonna take a lot more sacrifice than I thought, But I think that's okay too. I think it's teaching me right now that I need a lot less than I thought I needed. It's teaching me that I can survive a lot more than I thought I could survive. And I think that's okay. It's going to take a lot more emotionally from me. It's going to take me analyzing my thoughts, analyzing my patterns, analyzing my actions, analyzing myself all the time, and constantly being willing and able to change the perspectives I have on life, as well as the actions that I'm taking throughout my daily life, and constantly failing and pivoting more than I thought I was going to have to. I thought I was pretty much already had the mindset when I got here, and little did I know I had not even uncovered the tip of the iceberg. And I think that's okay too. It's going to take me learning a lot more about myself, what keeps me going, what breaks look like for me, what I need to do to keep my mental right, my psychology right, my stamina right. It's simply just going to take a lot more to get there for me than I originally walked in thinking. As hard as this year has been, it is nowhere near as hard as rock bottom was. It's nowhere near as hard as the journey was when I started. And so I think that's okay. I think that whatever is gonna come my way is survivable. But I'm starting to make the realization that yes, it is gonna take a lot more from me than I originally thought. It's gonna take everything. And so right now, it's the idea that delayed gratification. Somebody asked me today, because I do a lot of interviews of the new kids of, who want to join brokerage and kind of just laying down what to expect in this business. And they asked me, where do you get your edge? And I told them, I get my edge from the work that I do when nobody's looking, from the pivots that I do when nobody's looking, the self-analyzation that I do, the failing, the readjusting, the retrying when nobody's looking, the nights in the office on the weekends when nobody's looking, the tweaks in my life that compound at the office, learning that I need to go surfing, learning that I need to spend time at the gym, and consistently seeing myself internally grow as a person, even if the external results aren't compounding yet. That's where I get my edge. I get my edge from falling on my fucking face and not taking that as an answer and getting the fuck back up every single time. Even if it takes me a little while to dwell in it, to, be sorrowful for myself, to cry it out, whatever it takes, I get back up, and that's where I get my edge. I get my edge from my willing to sacrifice. I get my edge from the idea that I've already placed it in my mind. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And when you make that decision in your mind, who the fuck or what the fuck can stop you from getting it? And that's where I get my edge. And right now, I'm realizing this pivot that I need to make is that it's going to take longer than I thought it was going to take. It's going to take more changes in my life than I originally thought I was going to have to make. It's going to take me letting go of a timeline I have in my head, because there's no timeline to life. There's no timeline to success. The only, secret ingredient that you need is don't fucking quit. Gotta let go of these things that I'm holding on to that are dragging me down. The timeline that I have, the idea that I'm not gonna start living my life until I get to where I want to be, the idea that I'm not gonna be okay if I let go of the things that I think make me okay, and accepting the fact that I don't need as much as I think I need. I don't need a fucking apartment. I don't need so much money. I don't even need stability. I'm learning how to handle life at its worst. And it's gonna be so much sweeter when it's at its best because of it. Same kid today asked me how I deal with delayed gratification. Because he was some 19-year-old kid interviewing at the office, and I literally told him, I'm like, you're 19 years old. Life hasn't given you enough to learn how to deal with delayed gratification. You're not supposed to know how to deal with delayed gratification right now. All of the lessons that I'm learning are compounding because life is putting me in situations where I'm forced to learn them. And that's why I also say comfortability kills dreams, because when you're comfortable, you're not forced to learn how to adapt. And I threw myself into the most uncomfortable circumstances that I possibly could. And I did it intentionally because I knew that it would make me into a different person. I didn't know how much it would change me and how painful it would be, but all growth starts with pain. You know, I say this analogy all the time, and I'm gonna overuse it on this podcast. But you go to the gym, you feel weak, you're getting stronger. You study, you feel dumb, you're getting smarter. You work towards your dreams, you feel like you're making absolutely no progress, but you're moving needles, okay? And it's better to fail than it is to never try at all. And so he asked me how I deal with delayed gratification. And it wasn't until he left the office that I really came up with the answer, because he had me thinking and pondering on it. And the answer is, I deal with delayed gratification not by looking at my external results, but by realizing how much I've shifted internally. By realizing how much growth has happened internally, how many systems I've changed, how many times I've pivoted the way I'm thinking, the way I'm moving, the way I'm acting, the way I'm trying to build, you know, consistency and systems in my life. And through this constant internal evolution, I deal with delayed gratification because the external simply just hasn't caught up. I'm a different person every week, every month, every year. And by being able to recognize how much growth I've had internally, it's okay that I'm not seeing the instant results externally. And that's how I deal with delayed gratification. And so, like I said, the point of this episode is, when I first came to Los Angeles, I thought it was going to be a different path. I thought it was going to be outwork everybody, stay disciplined, enjoy the suck, embrace the suffering, and just keep moving. I thought I was gonna white knuckle this shit all the way to 1 million. And throughout the last couple hits I've taken, throughout the hardships I've taken, throughout the sacrifices I've made, I realized that if I'm going to enjoy my career, and if I'm going to enjoy the journey to becoming my best version of myself, it's not going to be through pain and suffering. It's not going to be through white knuckling it. It's not going to be through just constantly outworking everybody. Yeah, I still outwork everybody. Don't get it fucked up. But it's going to be through systems. It's going to be through taking care of my body. It's going to be through sleeping right. It's going to be through eating right. It's going to be through taking the time to do the things that I actually like to do as a reset, spiritually, mentally, physically, from work. And then using that energy that I compound to continue pushing towards my goals. And it sounds boring. It sounds fucking boring. If you're 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, it sounds fucking boring. It sounds boring to go to the gym every day. It sounds boring to eat right every day. It sounds boring to make sure that you have enough sleep like you're fucking 40 years old. It sounds boring to be pretty isolated and not hang out with a lot of people. It sounds boring to be misunderstood. It sounds boring to make sacrifices that you don't feel like you have to make because you're young and you have so much time. But the path to success sounds boring, but it's actually so peaceful. It's so fucking peaceful as I'm building these systems and actually starting to enjoy my weeks and starting to like see the light at the end of the tunnel and realizing that this is the systems that I need for sustainability to keep my head right, to keep my spirit right, and to keep my body right, so that I can go and do this for the next 10 years that are going to compound to the $1 million rather than a 3-month sprint. Because everybody can do a 3-month sprint, and that's where I came in. I came in thinking I'm just going to fucking white knuckle it and sprint for a year, and I'm gonna outwork everybody and I'm gonna get to where I want to be. And a year passed and I've been working my ass off and I'm not breaking the market, and I'm realizing that if I want to get to where I want to be, it's through sustainability. It's through finding ways that work for me so that I can wake up every day and have the energy and the mentality to keep pursuing my goals relentlessly. And the systems and the foundation that are going to get me there, they sound really fucking boring. They sound really boring. But there's not much that life can throw my way. Whether it's losing the apartment, whether it's a guy love bombing me, whether it's joining a cult, whether it's whatever fucking crazy shit that life wants to throw at me next. If I have a foundation of systems, if I have a foundation of me, I can conquer the world. I can genuinely conquer the world, but learning those systems is hard. It's not the easiest thing in the world, and it takes constantly pivoting, adjusting, and trying again. And I think I'm finally coming to terms with that, and I'm being okay with that. And I think that's the difference that's going to get me through however long it is before I get to where I want to be. It's that mindset shift that's going to change everything. That it's okay. It's okay that I am where I am right now. It's okay that I'm not where I want to be. And it's about finding a way to enjoy this chapter of my life, even when I'm looking forward to the next one. Even when all my goals and my ambitions are in the next chapter, I still need to enjoy this chapter, because life moves really fast. And there's so much good in this chapter of my life, and there's so much learning, and there's so much growth. And if I'm constantly have my head in the future, then how the fuck am I supposed to enjoy the present? I'm gonna let go of how I think that, everything's gonna play out. And I'm gonna just keep doing me and let life play out itself. Because I don't have control. Okay? I don't. And if I can't accept the fact that it's gonna take longer than I thought, and if I can't accept the fact that I don't know fucking God's plan, I don't know the timeline, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, all I can do is make sure that when I look in the mirror, I know I'm doing everything that I can do. Everything else is out of my control. So this episode is about not just letting go, but building systems so that it's not just pure grit all the time. Having the time for yourself. Carving out time to do the things you like, carving out time for decompression, making sure that you're sleeping right, making sure that you're eating right, making sure that you're doing the things on your journey to your dream, so it's not constantly like the world is falling apart. Because what I've realized this year is that you can lose everything, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. I don't know how it's gonna be fine, but it's gonna be just fucking fine. So that's this week's episode, RG2H Road to Happiness, building our dream realities, one life lesson at a time. I'll see you guys next week.